Examination. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Examination. Examination. It is a noun. Meaning. 1. An examination is a formal test that you take to show your knowledge or ability in a particular subject, or to obtain a qualification. 2. If you have a medical examination, a doctor looks at your body, feels it, or does simple tests in order to check how healthy you are. 3. The act of looking at, or considering something carefully in order to discover something. Examples. 1. I thought it was paint at first, but on closer examination I realized it was dried blood. 2. Forensic examination revealed a large quantity of poison in the dead man's stomach. 3. Careful examination of the plane revealed minute cracks in the fuselage and wings. 4. The police made a rigorous examination of the evidence at the crime scene. 5. Without an examination of conscience, or external sanctions, an individual cannot change. 6. After a brief examination by a local doctor, I was taken to the city's main hospital. 7. A detailed examination of population statistics reveals a steady decline in the birth rate. 8. He claimed to have taken entrance examinations for Stevens, but no records remain. 9. In some way, he had gotten hold of the examination papers for 5 years back. 10. Many of the readers took and passed the examination, and were called to work immediately. 11. A few questions, a brief conversation with my lawyer, and the examinations were over. 12. When I got a good look at her inside my examination room, I found she was still a virgin. Foundation. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Foundation. Foundation. It is a noun. Meaning. 1. The solid layer of cement, bricks, stones, etc. that is put under a building to support it. 2. The foundation of something such as a belief, or way of life is the things on which it is based. 3. The foundations of a building, or other structure are the layer of bricks, or concrete below the ground that it is built on. 4. A foundation is an organization, which provides money for a special purpose, such as research or charity. 5. If a story, idea, or argument has no foundation, there are no facts to prove that it is true. 6. Foundation is a skin-colored cream, that you put on your face before putting on the rest of your makeup. Examples. 1. Each complaint is analyzed very closely, and if it has no foundation it is rejected. 2. I stand corrected, the data foundation was 1411, and not 1412 as I had written. 3. The foundation was promised a 7% increase, to bring its appropriations to $2.07 billion. 4. The foundation of the company marks an exciting time in information technology. 5. The foundation of the children's home was made possible by a generous contributor. 6. He helped the company out of its worst crisis, since its foundation over 100 years ago. 7. The social reality constructed by the Malestream approach rests on shaky foundations. 8. Teaching experience is a good foundation for a career in just about anything. 9. After the earthquake, I noticed several cracks in the foundation of the house. 10. One's efforts must begin at the very foundation of the social structure, she said. 11. Her makeup is flawless foundation, eyeshadow, mascara, lip gloss, everything's perfect. 12. it is perfectly sensible to say that Cayley laid the foundations of modern aeronautics. Function. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Function. Function. It is a noun and verb. Noun meaning. 1. The function of something, or someone is the useful thing that they do or are intended to do. 2. Any ceremonious public, or social gathering or occasion. 3. A mathematical correspondence, that assigns exactly one element of one set to each element of the same or another set. 4. A process that a computer, or a computer program uses to complete a task. 5. In mathematics, a quantity whose value depends on another value, and changes with that value. Verb meaning. 1. To perform a specified action or activity, work, operate. 2. To have or exercise a function, serve. 3. A purpose or duty, or the way something or someone works. Noun examples. 1. Studies suggest that regular intake of the vitamin significantly improves brain function. 2. The main function of the merchant banks is to raise capital for industry. 3. They never volunteered for anything, they never showed up to school functions. 4. Core demands both form and function, things that are not only useful but also beautiful. 5. The function of the heart is to pump blood through the body. 6. The carburetor of a Model T is not complicated, but it needs all of its parts to function. 7. Do the lights on this cassette deck have any useful function, or are they just for show? 8. Still other grammatical functions can be put to work in identifying other roles. Verb examples. 1. The computer isn't functioning now. He rarely functions before noon. 2. It was amazing that his legs and feet worked, because his brain didn't seem to be functioning. 3. All the rules by which the traditional economy had function were broken and remade. Indication. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Indication. Indication. It is a noun. Meaning. 1. A sign, remark, event, etc. that shows what is happening, what someone is thinking or feeling, or what is true. 2. An indication is a sign, it indicates, or suggests, some conclusion. 3. An is a sign which suggests, for example, what people are thinking or feeling. 4. A sign that something exists, is true, or is likely to happen. 5. A suitable action that is suggested by something. Examples. 1. The amount of new construction work is an indication of the city's prosperity. 2. The indication from the trade figures is to reduce stock by at least 30%. 3. All the indications are that we are going to receive reasonable support from abroad. 4. She said that there was no indication that any emergency situation existed. 5. In a sense, this was an indication how important they regarded this success. 6. It said it did not support any walkout, and withdrew any earlier indication of support. 7. The first indication that they are back is almost always their unmistakable song. 8. The only indication of the passage of time lies in the heavens, the subtle shift of the moon. 9. There are strong indications that fields closer to our daily lives are being opened up. 10. We would then have had no indication of the high winds that might have been there. 11. Ash glanced at Kaisa for guidance, but the huntress gave her no indication of what to say. 12. I will never be short and probably not bald, if my dad and grandfathers are any indication. Inflation. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Inflation. Inflation. It is a noun. Meaning. 1. A general, continuous increase in prices. 2. Inflation is a general increase in the prices of goods and services in a country. 3. A continuous increase in the level, or amount of something. 4. Economic persistent, substantial rise in the general level of prices, related to an increase in the volume of money, and resulting in the loss of value of currency. Examples. 1. There has been a lot of discussion about inflation of grades in higher education recently. 2. The control of inflation is a key component of the government's economic policy. 3. The government raised prices to encourage production, further fueling inflation. 4. The rankings are based on the bank's return on equity, which is then adjusted for inflation. 5. The positive and partly delayed responses of income and inflation are plausible. 6. Part of the inflation surprise has come about because of rising commodity prices. 7. Growth will probably be upgraded a little, and both inflation and unemployment cut. 8. Adjusting for inflation, these figures reflect a tripling of justice expenditures since 1982. 9. The idea of inflation could also explain why there is so much matter in the universe. 10. By now I knew inflation had doubled, which meant the US dollar was even stronger. 11. Is my friend obliged to reciprocate in kind, and does he have to account for inflation? 12. By now I knew inflation had doubled, which meant the US dollar was even stronger. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos.